Hi everyone, Liam Bailey here from O'Brien Palmer. I wanted to take this opportunity today to have a chat about the small business restructuring process. It's been a couple of years since it was first introduced, and in a previous video we talked about what the small business restructuring process is, how it works, and what the technical requirements of it are. So I'm not going to bore you with those sorts of details today. What I really wanted to talk today is about how this process is going, how it's being implemented, and what are the special requirements that has evolved as part of this process to make it successful. Now, a couple of interesting statistics about the small business restructuring process. In the financial year to 30 June 2023, there were 474 small business restructuring appointments. In the last financial year, that figure had jumped to 1,424, representing 13% of all insolvency appointments. Small business restructuring process is therefore to be considered a success and a significant part of the business restructuring and insolvency processes in Australia today. Apart from the formal requirements of the small business restructuring process, new requirements have emerged as practical considerations. The ATO is a creditor in 99.5% of all small business restructures and is the majority creditor, that is more than 50% of the total debts owed by a company in almost 90% of small business restructuring appointment. The ATO is supportive, approving close to 91% of all small business restructuring proposals put to them, in which they are the deciding factor. However, the ATO has provided some guidance to us on its expectations if it is going to approve such arrangements. The ATO has let us know that besides the formal requirements, is an expectation that as a small business restructuring practitioner, our reports will identify a number of criteria important to the decision-making process. Those criteria are: 1, what is the reason for the company's insolvency? As the practitioner that writes a report on which the ATO bases the decisions, we like to provide the reasons that the company is experiencing solvency difficulties. These reasons are proper explanation of the circumstances the company finds itself in has proven to be a critical part of obtaining the ATO's consent. The history of the company is also a very relevant factor. The ATO is more broadly supportive of companies with a strong compliance history. That is, companies that keep their lodgements up to date. The ATO also expects that we provide commentary on the state of the company's books and records and its ability to provide timely and accurate financial information on which the business restructuring process is based. However, these issues are not critical or determinative. If we can provide some context to the ATO on the reasons that these factors have been an issue in the past and how improved business processes are being implemented moving forward, the ATO is generally supportive of companies and to give them a chance. Another essential issue that the ATO considers is whether or not the proposal being put forward in the compromise arrangement is in fact the best offer that the company can afford to make. The company is expected to engage in good faith with the process. Whilst it's obvious that the compromise arrangement needs to provide a better outcome for creditors than could be obtained in a hypothetical liquidation, the question is not just, is this better than the liquidation, but is the offer being put forward the best offer that the taxpayer can afford? If it's not the best offer that the taxpayer can afford to make, then the ATO is unlikely to accept it, considering that it is not in the interest of taxpayers to incentivise people who don't pay their fair share. Other relevant factors include the immediate history of the company prior to entering into the small business restructuring arrangement. In a number of cases, loan accounts to creditors have expanded in the period immediately preceding the appointment of the small business restructuring practitioner, which makes it appear that the company has deliberately incurred debt with a view to not paying the tax through this process. The ATO is not inclined to support restructures where the company could afford to repay its debts if only the directors have paid their debts back to the company. All that being said, it's worth having a look at the results that have come out of many of the small business restructures that O'Brien Palmer has implemented. In most cases, small business restructures have offered between 15 and 25 cents in the dollar to creditors, and the ATO has been supportive of those. However, the rate of the return is largely dependent upon certainty and the timing that the payment will be made. So what do I mean by that? If creditors are going to receive their money sooner and not based upon prospective future earnings of the company, then often they are inclined to accept a smaller rate of return. However, if the return is going to be delayed, or uncertain anyway, creditors often expect to receive a greater return. So directors need to consider the options that are available to them to put forward the best possible offer in the shortest period of time to generate the best possible results for their company. If your business is experiencing cash flow difficulties and you think you meet the requirements of a small business restructure, talk to O'Brien Palmer today. We're happy to meet with you, have a look at your records and determine whether or not this might be a suitable process to help your business obtain some relief and to restructure your business processes so that it'll be acceptable to the ATO, who is the largest creditor in support of small business restructures. Check out our video on the formal requirements of the small business restructuring process. You'll find it in the link below. Here at O'Brien Palmer, we're really pleased with the rate of success we have at implementing small business restructures with the approval of the ATO. And we've been quite creative in the way that we've been able to bring these to the table. We've worked with directors to improve their management accounting practices, and we've worked with directors who have obtained finance to fund the small business restructuring process. In a recent case, we had a builder come to see us about their cash flow difficulties. The small business restructure proposal was simple. A sizable cash contribution was put into our trust account in advance of putting the proposal to the ATO. This provided certainty of the return in a timely manner that the ATO said was the most important factor in their decision to support the proposal. The company had $600,000 worth of creditors, most of which was owed to the ATO. As a result of the small business restructure, the company returned payment to the ATO of about $120,000. The cost of the process came to about $20,000. The company obtained debt relief of close to $450,000 and was returned to its normal trading processes in less than 2 months. And the best part of this process was that the business continues trading, employees have retained their employment, and the business has come out the other side successfully implementing better practices to move forward and ensure that it doesn't end up in this position again. If you think this sounds like your situation, please don't hesitate to get in contact with us today.
Take it out.
And his payments are up to date. No, not payments are up to date, because otherwise you wouldn't be here. The ATO, how do I say it better? The ATO also expects that small business I've just said that a lot. I'm totally tongue-tied. I forgot how much I hate doing this. No, I don't. I come in with this clear idea and then I get tongue-tied and then I get, yeah. Check out the link. I assume you'll edit that bit out.